Alright, Lauryn Hill's Just Like the Water. Full disclosure, that's definitely not the way she plays it. Probably, well, the biggest difference being this capo. The D sharp to E is certainly not hammered on. Maybe she's using the open E string down here. Do not know, but this is the way that I do it, and I find it pretty simple. So let's take a look. There's basically two shapes going on here. One is this E shape, which is playing a B major chord, hammering on to sus, and a diminished chord here, C sharp diminished second inversion or first inversion over E, and other than that, this shape gets moved around. But those are kind of all the fret stuff you gotta learn. So let's take a look. So playing an E chord shape. The pattern starts with our two outer E strings. So let me do that slowly. One of the downfalls of also this capo is a lot of sustain. Hers does not have as much sustain, so just keep your right hand really close to the strings and do what you can. Additionally, you're going to get a lot of non-chord tones by lifting off the strings, which is also a reason to mute as much as you can. Doing it slowly again. Basically do that again. But instead of plucking this D string here, we do the A string instead, doing an F sharp. This note is not always present in the pattern, but it is in the chorus sometimes, and I like it because it makes a nice little bass line. Yeah, so I like to keep it in there. So instead of going to a D string, we'll go to A string. Right there. Let's go a little slower. Right after that E, F sharp, we will play the D sharp again. And right after D sharp, hammer on here with our B string, doing our diminished chord shape, and hammering on while playing the A string. So do it slowly. Let's do that again so you catch all of it. So basically putting your pinky down right here. Yep, that's how it goes. So the biggest thing to look out for in this as you continue to do it is the places that Lauryn is not playing the pattern. I think that's to make it more musical, to get variety in it. So one of the biggest parts being the verses. Second verse, she doesn't do the second time of the E kind of pattern. She stops right there and then comes back in with that. So coursing through my senses, he is prevailing, floating through the space of my design, drowning me, and so on and so forth. So in practicing that, just listen to her slowly. You can slow it down on YouTube and figure out which word she's coming back in with. Floating through my senses, and find out which word she's coming back in. Floating through the space of my design, Okay. So next, oh yeah, and the other part that is cut out is the chorus, kind of like where the pickups happen. So, surviving, surviving on the thought of loving you. He's just like the, so cutting out there. Surviving on the thought of loving you. He's just like the water. I felt this way. Cutting out there, right? So there's the pickups when you get back to the C sharp. I felt this way in you. It's just like the water, and then water. So there's that cut out. There might be more, I forget. But let us move on to the end. Not exactly sure how the melody goes here, but the first time you can definitely tell she's barring these chords at this point because you could hear her slide up. But we move to the second fret with this diminished shape. And I'm not even sure she hammers on. Maybe she doesn't, so listen back. Moving down a half step. Moving me around. Whatever. Doing it again. And then moving down in whole steps now, going up to our fourth fret. Watching me, cleaning me, and moving me around. And so on and so forth. Moving me around, round. I can't really remember what the melody does there, but the very end, when she's going, when she's saying around a bunch of times at the very end, she goes back to the half steps down. So we did the half steps down, then did the whole steps down, and going back to half steps. Round. Round and moving me around, something like that at the end. So just listen to her, listen to the melody when that's happening, but be aware of the two different descending diminished intervals, so half steps and whole steps. Yes, that is it. I think that's it.